Hello everyone. Today we are going to see one of the real scenario case where we have to split a list into multiple columns. So split activity is not only about text to column, but here we have a different case for which we have to use the different approach. So in this case, I have the total number of invoices is 49, which I want to distribute equally into all these three or four list columns. These number of lists can be the dynamic as per the user. So we are going to see the case where we are going to equally distribute the invoices in these four lists. So first of all, we have to count that how many number of invoices we have. So to count the number of invoices, we have to use this count a function. So using this count a, I have count that total number of invoices we have 49. Now here the number of lists which should be completely dynamic. If user want to split the invoices only into the four lists, so user will mention the number of lists as a 4. If these 49 invoices, if user want to split into the 5 columns, so user will mention as a 5. So this is completely dynamic. So here the invoices in one list. So this is giving me the overall invoices, but invoices in one list should be the invoices in one list divided by the number of list. So in this case, this 49 should be divided by 4, and those number of invoices should be in the one list column. So here we are going to divide this count a result with this number of list. So it is giving me the output into this decimal. But the number of invoices count should not be in the decimal. So for this purpose, we are going to use this roundup function. So using this roundup, we are going to make this completely round. So it means if you have this 49 invoices over here, and now if in the 4 column, you are going to divide this one. So in the first list, it will be the 13 records. In the next list, 13, then in the list 3, 13, and rest of the remaining will come into the list 4. So this kind of a case will be here. So now we have make this formula completely dynamic, that how many number of invoices we should have into the one list. Now, if you'll make as a 7 over here, so you can see we have total the 49 line items or 49 invoices. So 49 is divided by 7. It means in a one list, we should have the 7 item. So now let's see how we are going to mention the first 7 invoices in list 1, then next 7 invoices in list 2, then next 7 invoices in list 3, and next 7 invoices in list 4. So here we have to use the logic. So which logic we are going to put? Now let's see. So I have used simply if function, that if I'm just gonna capture the row number. So if the row number, so this row is going to give you the 7. I did -6. Why I did -6 in this case? Because my invoice or my record is getting started from row number 7. So 7 minus 6 is 1. It means this invoice should be treated as your first record. If your data is getting started from the row number 6, if your first invoice is coming on this row number 6, so in place of 6, you will do the -1, -5. Now it says value if true. But before go for this value if true, the result which will get populated by this one, if this is greater than the invoices in one list, comma. Now it says value if true. If this is greater than, then I just want to mention as a blank, else I want to capture the invoice. So use this indirect function and my invoice is existing into this B column. So I will just concatenate this B column with my row number of this B7. So row number always give you the row number. This row function will return you always the row number. So in this case, this row function will give you the 7, and if that will be concatenate with B, so it is going to pick the value from B7 cell. If I press the enter, so you can see the first invoice has been captured successfully. Now you have to drag this list one formula till the last record. So if I drag this formula, so if you observe, I have dragged this formula till the downside, but here if you see, it is capturing the first 7 record. Now for the list 2, we have to put this formula again, because in this formula we will make some changes. Now let's see which changes we are just going to make. So here the same thing we will approach it over here, that if the row, and I said C7 minus 6, if this is greater than the invoices in one list, then I just need to mention as a blank, else I will just use this indirect function. Then invoices is existing in column B, so I have selected column B. And now it says the row number. So I'll just capture the row number from this C7 plus. Now I will use this column and I will select this A7 cell. Why I have selected this A7? The column function is going to give you the column number. So if you have selected this A7 in this column function, so column A is existing on your first column index, so this column will return you a 1. And now the row number C7, C7 is going to give you as a 7. The row function always return you the row number. So it means 7 plus 1, which is nothing but a 8. So it means the next invoice will start from the B8 in the list 2 column. And now this is multiplied by this invoices in the list. Now close this parenthesis and press the enter. So if you see, the first record for this list 2 is getting started from this Lori Hannah. Now just drag this formula towards the downside and right side, Control D and Control R. So if you observe, so here in all the 4 lists, if you are able to see that we are getting these invoices. But if you observe carefully, total we have the 49 invoices, but here in the 4 list, we have the 28. Now it means we have to drag this formula towards the right side, because you are going to create all these into the more list. Because if you see, you said in a one list, there should be only the 7 invoices. So first 7 invoices in list 1, next 7 invoices in list 2, then next in list 3, next in list 4. And if you will drag this formula towards the right side, then the next 7 will come into your list 5. If you will drag the right again, the next 7 will come into your list 6. So the number of invoices you can provide it over here. You can change these numbers also. If I just mention as a 4, so if you see, so the 13 invoices, so the first 13 you are able to see in list 1. Then the next 13 you are able to see in the list 2. The next 13 you are able to see in list 3, and the next here the remaining of this one you are able to see in the list 4. Here these 30 you are able to see because we do not have any invoices after that. So the last record which we have, that is this Ron Nagel. So if I show this to you, so you can see you have last record this Ron Nagel. So if you do not want to show this 0, so here you can put this approach also, that if the output of this function is coming as a 0, then I just want to mention as a blank. So here, if you want to put that, I can simply put, if the result of this function is equals to 0, then I just want to mention as a blank. Else I can just go with the same function output. If you press the enter, and now if you drag this formula to the downside and the right side, so you can see here 0 is not coming. So in this way, you can equally distribute the list. So if you will change the number of the list, your invoices in one list will automatically will calculate it, and according to that, the output is going to get filled. If I will just make this as a 3, so you can see the first 17 is coming into your list 1, next 17 is coming into your list 2, and rest of the records are coming into your list 3. So in this way, you can split the list into your multiple columns. Thank you so much for watching this session. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you.